Alrighty guys, it's week 5, and the Steelers finally got a win. Thank you Cincinnati for completely collapsing on your own ass on Monday night. Thank you for proving that you are actually the worst team in the AFC North and not the Steelers. Even though we did beat you, and that's pretty much like saying the Redskins. That's like saying the Patriots beating the Redskins, which is going to happen on Sunday. Watch that happen if you've been following that story. But the Steelers have have another critical AFC North battle at home tomorrow, which will be the Baltimore Ravens. And at the start of the season, the Ravens looked really good. Lamar Jackson looked really good. He found some good. That team looks a lot better than they did in the past with Hollywood Brown now on that team, Marquise Brown, Willie Snead rising up in that team, Mark Ingram, the big free agent pickup. They got some good help on the defensive front with Earl Thomas. The first 2 weeks they looked really good, and then all of a sudden they went to Kansas City, they got their asses handed to them, and then they got their asses handed to them by Cleveland, and now they're ranked in like the bottom 10 of the 32 defenses in the NFL right now, I think 25th. So that makes this battle kind of interesting because it has the potential to be a high-scoring shootout between Jackson and Mason Rudolph, even though the Steelers themselves, yeah, they got the win, but Juju Smith-Schuster didn't have a huge part in there. He only had like 3 receptions for 15 yards. As of right now, which is about 2 o'clock on Saturday, I don't know if he's going to play or not because he has like a toe injury. He's questionable right now, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be in there, but it probably won't have as big of an impact, kind of like what happened this past week. So more the focus is going to be on Deontay Johnson, maybe Dante Moncrief coming back into the game at some point. And maybe even try doing some more of the wildcat plays, like James Conner and Jalen Samuels combined for 275 yards on those wildcat plays, which I think the Ravens will be more prepared for. So maybe they won't have enough time to do that, but you got to do whatever you can to beat a team like the Ravens. Like if right now, with the way things are going, if the Steelers can somehow beat the Ravens and then the Browns lose to the 49ers on Monday Night Football, the Steelers would be right back in front after being down 0-3. That's how bad the AFC North is right now. But in terms of like predicting the game, I've been going back and forth. Like I've been really thinking like, okay, the Steelers have the home field advantage. The Ravens don't have a very good defense. They're going to if they can find a way to win at home. But then you realize that the Ravens also have ways to win on the road as well. They have a good quarterback in Lamar Jackson, who's not only a decent passer, but he can also run with the ball. And we all saw what happened with Russell Wilson against the Seahawks in the fourth quarter, and that's not going to probably end well if that happens. But I've been going back and forth. Like at one point I wanted to say the Steelers were going to win, then I thought the Ravens were going to win. Now I'm kind of leaning back to Pittsburgh. Like I just have that gut feeling that the Steelers, they're currently 4-point underdogs, but at Heinz Field, they're just a completely different animal than they are on the road. I think that's going to help them win this game. It's going to be a high-scoring affair with both defenses not really living up to the high expectations they had before. But I think the Steelers can somehow pull out a win. I think it's going to be a very close win that could end on a game-winning field goal, either from Boswell or Justin Tucker. But I think it's going to come down to that. And I think the Steelers can pull it off because of the fact that they are home at Heinz Field. They were in Baltimore. I would have said the Ravens probably would win this game, but I think the Steelers win this game. I don't think they're going to win next week against the Chargers in Los Angeles because they haven't been as good on the West Coast, but we'll deal with that when we get to that game next week. But for right now, I am going to stick with the Steelers to win this game. I'm going to say that they're going to go to 2-3, and they'll be right back in the thick of the AFC North front if they can manage to pull off this win, which I think they can at home. One would hope.
I do this every single week. It's joyous for me. A pretty uneventful week, though, for all of us, with only 2 AFC North games to pick. And all 3 of us went 1-1. Need to update my my mug shot there, Dean.
No, it is a mug shot. Yeah.
Which means the standings they stay pretty much the same. Albie Jerome 9-5. I'm 8-6. All right, let's get to it. Ravens and Steelers at Heinz Field. Who are you taking in this one?
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this is a game they must win. They've got to find a way. I think they can win. When you look at the Ravens and what they do, I believe the Steelers defense, if they can get pressure on Lamar Jackson, they can make him uncomfortable, and then he won't know where to go with the football, creating some turnovers. So I don't see this game is one of those where you say, oh man, I believe the Steelers will win this one.
Yeah, interesting board tonight. Albie alone going with the Ravens. You know, I'm picking the Steelers, but I'm kind of with Albie a little bit. I'm not a fan of what's going on offensively with the Steelers. We'll see, though. If you're going to bet against the line, though, the FanDuel Sportsbook, it's Ravens by 3.5 as of the show taping. Cardinals visit the Bengals in Cincinnati. I'll be the one flying solo with Arizona. And Coach Bro on this one. Jerome, you have Albie. You and Albie have the Bengals. The FanDuel Sportsbook line is Bengals by 3. And then the Browns head out west to visit 49ers. We're all picking Cleveland. Dang, I shouldn't be doing this. Anyways, the FanDuel Sportsbook line has the 49ers by 3.5. Check sportsbook.fanduel.com for the up-to-date lines. All right,
6 times. I'm going to go with the Steelers today at home. This is the only way to get back into this. It could be time for first after tomorrow night. I like the Steelers by 3. What about you?
This game is a huge opportunity for the Steelers to get back into it. I think roles change on 3rd down. Steelers get it done 20-16.
Rich and Ed.
I agree with both of you guys. I think the Steelers offense score a little more points. I know I said 27 earlier, but I'm going Steelers win this one. It's always a 3-point game. They win it 33-30.
All right, now I'm going to give you all a chance to catch up to me because I'm the leader, and I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens 24-20.
All right, so Ed is the leader. He'll try to get the 4-1. We'll see how it goes. We all need to get off the schneid, especially me. Hey, we have a busy day today.
I think we'll go with James Conner today. We're into overtime. Yeah, sorry, there isn't a whole lot of NFL clips on here, but the last couple of videos I've done, the NFL has always put a copyright claim on my videos for showing clips from there, so I only showed a little bit of the score there, but another Juju Smith-Schuster fumble in Baltimore in Steeler territory. Ravens won 26-23. We're sitting at 1-4. Ravens are 3-2. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Like, I know Mason Rudolph got injured, but I mean, I'm trying to come up with the words to describe this. It's just not good right now. I mean, Devlin Hodges came in. He played a good game. Defense did very well. Again, multiple turnovers, and yet you still get a loss. But it's just that one fumble at the end in overtime. Steelers have not won a game in overtime since 2016. That should tell you everything you need to know about this one. But I just don't know, man. And then you got to go to LA next week. They're already bad on the West Coast. This team's going to probably be 1-5 by the bye week. I just don't know, man. I just don't see this team getting any better going into the rest of the season with all these injuries that keep piling up and all these costly turnovers. I just don't know, man. I just don't know how this is all going to play out in the end. I need a rest, man. I need to take a break.